What about now? Can you hear me? There we go. I was on a different screen, so a microphone wasn't working correctly. So we can see your my button. So the level we were watching for right here was at 862. I did short that 862. We did get our 10 points, but we didn't get our runners. Pretty close to equal highs back up there at 9/10. And we also had the today's high. I think these are old numbers. For some reason, I think one of the market closes at a weird time. It don't. I think it's reset. I'm kind of feeling the bearish just because of this open gap we hear. So it looks like we closed. Because see, it's not listing where we close. So it looks like we closed at 690, which was at that previous week gap. I think we traded off that 92 quite a bit this morning, which it did. So it looks like we were trading there in this time, so it looks like it pretty much stayed in that range for the rest of the morning. Then when we open, we pretty much just had like a what, almost 100 point, 100 and almost 200 point just straight up from the open this morning or this evening. Okay. Oh, you long? So you long the? Are you talking about the open this evening at 5? This one here. Yeah, it just went straight up 200 points. So a while ago, I was in a short earlier, and I got taken out break even. I got short from the 904s earlier, but then we just kind of waited until we got below the 962s, and I thought we would at least take out these wicks down here in this area in the 30s, but we pretty much bounced around the 40s, which even this area. Yeah, I have my mic not all the way turned up, but about 3/4 because some people will say it's too low. So lost pennies. Pretty good name. 855 candle. Nice. What are you thinking? Maybe another push down to the 60s here? I forgot to reset that. I have that on 5 and not 10. Sorry about that. Now, what about the 11 days of short support? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even look at your first messages. You're talking about the. I was only biased with the shorts just because of the opening day gap that we had to the downside, which I don't think we'll get there today. Oh, it's all good, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we've reset our charts yesterday because it still has today's highs up at 971. So I think it's something weird going on with this. I think that's only because we closed at lunchtime. Yeah, I know some the Manzini's levels I use. He only buys. I know he doesn't sell. That's pretty common with most people with the market where they just buy only. They never sell. But I'm mainly doing scalping, so most of my trades I'm looking for like 10 points and runners. So pennies, do you pretty much do like a swing trading where you're looking for like where you're just holding trades all day? Or not really all day, but you know, for a long period of time. I definitely feel like we've had some nice movement for the Asia market. Oh, okay. Which time frame are you trading on, Penny? So since the whatchamacallit didn't update, I'm not really sure if this is going to be the yesterday's lows as far as the correct. I don't think it is. I think this was the low from, so that'd be the low from Tuesday, I want to say. I think that's how it goes. No, it'll be Wednesday. Okay, it looks like they've updated them a little bit now. Okay. Yeah, usually I'm watching the 5 minute, and I take most of the time my trades on the 1 minute. Now we're kind of moving back into that London time frame from last night. All right, we got below that 62 level. That was a target from earlier. This is that last short we did because we shorted yesterday's lows here at 62 on the one trade we did before we started streaming and got our 10 points, but the runners kind of got stopped out. Whew, I don't even think I've ever looked at the 30 minutes. I think every now and then I'll do the hour, but most of the time what I usually am watching is like the 1 minute, which not really a lot to watch, just back and forth, but mainly the 5 minute forward support. So this Trading View chart's my 5 minute chart, and usually the 15-minute set candle first thing in the morning. So the 15 minutes had a nice breakout this morning. If you trade for anybody that trades that opening 15 minutes. Holy crap. Whew. I don't think I've ever executed a trade on the 10 seconds. That seems pretty wild, like as far as the movement goes. That would definitely take some practice. Yeah, I'm hoping we pull back into the 62 level, and that's where we find our support at. I don't know if I can raise my volume anymore on my microphone. Let me make sure I don't have any filters on, because sometimes I've put filters on, or maybe I was too far away from the microphone. Yeah, for some reason, I think some of y'all stuff is blending together. That way I can see your name a little bit better. It'll make it blue, I think, capital. Have any of you guys tried these 5-minute Romney candles? I'm not sure if any of you guys watch Methodical Man and Pine Tree Trader. He takes these these like 5-minute setups like this. The daily. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of support there at the 22,000s. Where are we at? 21,866. Someone asked that the other day, about the 30-minute candles and the 2-hour candle. Capital, did you say you were on central time frame or central time? Central time? No, I didn't know if any of you guys watched a Pine Tree Trader. I know I hear Methodical Man take these trades, these setups quite a bit. Oh, you're not in America. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that you were, I thought you were in the central time zone. So I thought you were like in central of America or in the middle of America. Let's see, 10 seconds. Oof. I don't know. Does it supposed to look gappy like that when you're on the 10-second? Absolutely. I don't think I've ever taken a trade on the seconds. I think I've messed around with the 15 seconds before, but that is about as close as I got to taking any trades on the seconds. I don't know if my brain can handle the second charts. Oof. I know there has been some guys taking the first 15-second breakout in the mornings. And I know some other guys that are streaming this evening, they're taking these 5-minute Romney candles. So basically what they're doing is they're waiting for a 5-minute body to close within the previous 5-minute with the wick below, then looking, what did that offer? Not cool. Well, it did get, I think once it's back above the previous 5-minute candle. We're just going to kind of be patient and wait and see what happens with this 62 level. I did short this 62 earlier, but it kind of popped back up. All right, so let me see that again. If you take one account. All right, pennies. Thanks for hanging out and conversating. Are you going somewhere for dinner, or are you eating at home tonight? Nice. We've been trying to do the old diet thing lately. We're trying to eat a lot less. Even though I find myself drinking more like coffee, for some reason I've been drinking a lot of oat milk and coffee. Oh, you live in New York, Brooklyn. Oh, nice. Woo. I'm not a big fan of going to big cities. Every time I go back home, I have to go through Atlanta, and that place, the traffic there. I don't think I can handle living in a place where the traffic's at. The ninja charts are on the 1-minute capital. Yeah, I think the closest I've been to the New York is we went to Washington, D.C. one year. And I wanted to go over there and do the whole New York sightseeing thing, but we never made it over there. So usually my trading view charts are on the 5-minute capital, and my ninja charts is usually on the 1-minute. Yeah, that 62 has been a really nice buy level the last couple of times, and I've been over here I actually shorted it once earlier. I got in a short earlier. I wasn't on the stream yet. I was chatting with Capital in the Discord there, and I got short from the 104 earlier because I was looking for that 60 level, but it came back, stopped me out because I didn't really have my stop loss high enough, but it did make it to our target. Oh, no, it's not. We're on the 2 minutes. Thank you. Just, okay. There we go. I think I switched over to the 2 minutes when I first logged on. Because you know, when you log on Ninja, you connect to whatever prop firm you're using or your account. It doesn't fix it to where the charts are, so I'll go to like the next minute up to make it right. And I guess I forgot to switch it back. Okay, so you live in the upstate, like New York, up there where there's like in the suburbs type thing. See, I've never been up that part of the United States. I've been out west a few times towards Colorado, but mostly like towards the South states because my family lives in Georgia. All right, let's see. Rally equity lows. Oh, a lot of spaghetti on the charts. Yeah. I know. I need to take some of them off as I go. I do like to keep the EMAs. The EMAs are kind of like my favorite thing. I don't really trade the EMAs, but I do have them on there for reference. Oh, nice. Oh, a nice big form. Nice. I didn't even know people had forms that large up that way. Oh, okay. So you're just kind of like commuting back and forth. That sounds pretty nice. Uh, what's your view on my option? I'm sorry, Fancy. I'm not sure what you're asking. Yes, as far as that, most definitely. As if you long that 62, I probably wouldn't FOMO now. Now, I mean that's you kind of have to do that at your own risk. I've seen them a lot more messier than this. I've seen some charts online where you can't even hardly see what's going on because they have so much stuff on there. I use the 9, the 21, and the 50. Yeah, there was a long off that 62 if you're willing to take that. To me, it's already hit too many times. So usually after it's been hit this many times, I'm not comfortable with taking the levels anymore. Yeah, I guess I never realized that. Like I said, I've never visited up that way a lot. I didn't realize there was that many farms up there. I've always thought most farms were like, Midwest type places, or where it's just not a lot of people live. I mean, I know they are because anytime I travel, I see the produce farms. But I guess I don't ever think too much about the farms up north. Is it a producing farm, or is it just a place that you just live on a farm? A backyard farm? That's a lot of property for a backyard farm. What's up, Ninja Trading? Or NIMS Trading, I'm sorry. Kind of blended in there. Yeah, I know. It blended there for a minute. I thought it said Ninja Trader at first because it I just glanced at it. It just kind of blends in the background. We're trading on Ninja Trader. Uh, I was actually feeling kind of bearish today, Fancy, just because of the opening gap that we opened with. But I don't know. I don't really trade the Asia market a lot. We're fairly new to trading this time of the night. So, I know every market moves a little bit different. So I'm probably newer at trading this time frame than probably most people on here. But I was bearish because of the opening gap that we had to the downside. Because most of the time those daily gaps end up getting filled. Which EMAs do you use, Penny? Yeah, I don't think it's popped up yet. I can just put the whatchamacallit, the link in the chat real quick. Just give me a minute to find it. Because sometimes my link used to, I guess I used to forget to put the unlimited time frame on it, and I guess it would expire. Okay, so they're going a lot of onions up north. I'm still looking for it. Just give me a minute. Let me see if it's in the chat somewhere. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I swear I've put on what do you want to say, like the point where it's not supposed to be expired, but for some reason it still does. I'm not sure if this will work. Let's see if that'll work. Okay, so there's the one that's in the Steam Labs. Or yeah, I've always thought that one worked, but let's see. Yeah, I think that one works. Yeah, Fancy, this one should work. This one I just created, so I'm gonna see if this one works here. Okay. Oh, nice little goats. Sounds good, Penny. Have a good evening. Good deal, Fancy. So, do most of you guys here all trade the Asian market, or do you guys just pretty much just watch the Asia market for YouTube channels, or like unless I'm streaming, I don't really ever trade the really trade the Asia market. I mainly trade the New York session, Fancy. See, I've never traded Forex either. I've only ever met one, like, someone who actually trades the Forex once before, but I'm not sure if they still do. And the Forex, that's all currency, right? Like, that's the currency market. Or is there other stuff to Forex? See, I've never even looked into it. I mean, I've heard of it. I've heard people talk about it, but the only thing I really know about it is currency. That's probably all I know about Forex. And besides futures, I've only ever tried what is it? I tried options very little, and it was the safer side of the options where you would just buy 100 shares of a stock, and then someone would either short it or buy it from you. You would basically just put your shares up for whatever the going price is for whatever fee that they're paying. So it was the safest side of the options without really losing anything besides losing potential gains. And I think I think I lost one time where I had to sell my 100 shares to the person. They got to buy them for what I bought them for. Yeah, it was the selling the calls and puts. But I know I was doing the safer one. You don't make as much money as the other one, but it's safer. So it looks like the 62 was kind of like your support there. And like I said, I don't think the charts have. And then that was off that yesterday's low. So this is what this line is marked out for. It's just yesterday's low at 862. And I don't think it's yesterday's low. I think it's, what do you want to say? Tuesday's low. Because I don't think they've updated the charts. Because yesterday's low should be back down here. Like it should be today's low because we're in a new trading day. So this is what I'm saying. I don't think the Trading View and none of them have updated their stuff. Don't really have a long bias now, but man, I only had a short bias when I came in. So not really sure what to look for as far as entry goes to the upside here. Unless we're just going to take out these previous highs. Let's see. Have we broke the structure yet where like we changed directions, market shift? Okay. And that's whenever we broke back above this level, correct? Was that our market shift here? Unless we just stay in this crazy range here that we're in. Oh, it happened 15 minutes ago. I'm gonna really not think about a short unless we get back below the 862s. I don't know if you can, like, it's hard to copy people on YouTube, just from the many years that I've watched people trade on YouTube, just because of that delay. I think that's the hard part about following people on YouTube, because most time you got like a 5-second delay or a 4-second delay, and that's about the lowest I can get it on mine. And that's most people's. And I also have like in my internet, I have Gigablast internet where I have 1,000 up and 1,000 download speed. And like I said, I don't think you can really ever get like live YouTube without a delay. Yeah, so this should be our next protected level here. So Fancy, whenever I say I'm taking like valuation trades, a lot of times those are usually not like normal setups. I only trade my fundage usually on one setups, and usually they're around the previous highs and lows of the previous day or the open. We'll do the open sometimes too. So this should reset. I would think this would reset sometime tonight because I know these levels aren't right. So like yesterday or the day before, because I didn't trade last night. I think it was was it 856 or 756. No, I'm not. I'm not holding any trade at the moment. Yeah, that's why I came in with a little bit of a bearish bias, was because of that daily gap that we opened up. So there's some parts of the night that's a little faster than others, or is it pretty much like this most of the night? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for too, Capital. Like, if it's not going to fill in overnight during this in the London session, that could be a nice target for the New York session in the morning. I haven't really looked at the news. Let's see. Uh, Looks like we have Fed's manufacturers in the morning. So 3 Star News at 8:30. Not really sure what kind of market moving that is. I don't think it's like super big, like where like the Feds or anything. But that looks like we have tomorrow, and a lot of little news in between there. But our main news is going to be at 8:30 tomorrow. Ooh. There's just not really a lot for me to do here, guys. All we're doing is just kind of watching price action. Is there anybody else here in a trade? Did anybody try to take another bounce off that 62 down here? I tried a couple trades before the market opened. So I got short earlier from 904. So the target did get hit, but it came back and I'd already went to break even a little too soon because I thought it wouldn't make it back up there, but it did. So, and then I tried to short this 862 earlier. I got my 10 points, but my runner didn't get anything. So if you are joining us the first time, like I said, if I say I'm on evals, a lot of times those are a little bit more on the riskier side as far as setups and trades go. Usually just my funded accounts that I trade with try to trade the same setup every day. Capital, how do you like that one? You said you were using oh, you took the sell off the 90? Nice. The one prop firm that you're using. Have you been using them for a while? I think Methodical Man just sent me a text the other day saying that some prop firm called Thrive, I guess, went out of business, which they were connected to Fast Track. There was a lot of people that lost a lot of money with Fast Track. I don't know if any of you guys were using Fast Track. Let's see. I know a lot of us who even had payouts with them didn't get our payouts. We didn't get our affiliate stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I think I tried to look them up yesterday and I just didn't find them. And you said that was a UK company, right? Yeah, I think you said UK. thought that's what you said. Is this the right one here? This one? Or was this the same one I had on yesterday? Oh, okay. I'll save it and just look at their stuff. Ah, okay. Let's see. Futures. Oh. Oh, dang it. Is this their futures one? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it should. A lot of times, unfortunately for me, a lot of times I don't think about it. I'm just sitting here, just kind of, especially with evaluations. I get pretty aggressive with my evaluations sometimes. We've been trying to build up our Bulanox accounts. I have 5 Apex funded that I haven't been trading because I've been trying to build up the Bulanox accounts. This way, if I do just happen to blow one, I have extra because you can have up to 3 funded with. Let's see. We'll disconnect for a second. We'll switch over to Apex. I really would like to have a take profit trader, but I haven't got any of those. Like I've gotten a few free ones, but it seems like whenever I get free accounts, I always end up just being too aggressive with it. So the closest PA that I have to pay out, which is the 871, which is about $600 away. And these are the Apex accounts. I'll switch back over to Bulenox because Bulenox is the only one I have an eval on now. So that's why you see me basically over here trading Bulenox more. So a lot of times what's happened in the past, so like I had to rebuild all my accounts over because I was one of those people who got effed over by Fast Track back in October, November. Like they didn't pay us our payouts from, you know, passing their accounts and plus all the money you spent on their stuff. So we definitely, a lot of people got screwed over with them. They ended up just pretty much just filing bankruptcy and not paying anyone. So ever since that happened, I pretty much have stayed away from any fly by the night prop firm company. So now I just stay with ones that I know it's been in business for a while. You know, I've heard some ups and down stuff with Apex. I think Apex went with stuff because they I want to say the original owner or maybe the two owners or whatever many owners they are, they went their separate ways. So one of the other persons that used to be part of Apex owner is called, he runs day trades now. I don't know if anybody of you guys ever used day trades. I used them there for a while because they were offering really cheap valuations. You could get their, for a while, you could get their valuations like for like 12 or 13 bucks. I'm not sure how much their fundeds cost, but you know, if you're just looking for something to trade and work on some strategy, that was definitely the cheapest way to go. I try not to really recommend like expensive accounts to people who's just starting out trading, just because, you know, I mean, that's why like I like Take Profit, but the thing with Take Profit, if you're, you know, if you're fairly new to trading, Take Profit's a good company to use. It's just there's a lot more upfront costs. But if you're just working on trying to figure out what your strategy is going to be, I would recommend just using cheaper prop firms. That way, you know, if you blow your eval, you know, at the most time $20. Until you know, figure out what kind of strategy you're going to use for your funded. Because it sucks to lose funded. I think the last funded I lost was back in, I want to say February or May. Not May. Back in, it was February or March. And it was a accidental. What happened is I thought I was on like 4 or 5 micros and I was on 4 or 5 minis. And where I'm thinking I'm taking $100 loss ended up being $1,000 loss. And then I try to just revenge trade it to get it back. And yeah, you know how revenge trading go. It never works out. Never. It never works out. You do get lucky every now and then with revenge trading, but it will catch you. The odds are against you on revenge trading. If anybody in here that's in Methodical Man's lobby, I get on to him for that, for revenge trading. Like, no, Methodical Man, stop it. It's going to get you. I think he said it got him last week. It was last Friday, I think. It's either Friday or Thursday. Oh, you were still in the long, Larry, or was that short that you were looking at earlier? Short. I'm not going to consider shorts unless we're back below that. Like I said, 862. And this way it re-breaks all of this down here. I would really like to see the short pass 862, break this, then pull back, retest that 862, then look for a short. That way we get through all these wicks. But right now, we're kind of, if you're looking for a trade, probably just stay with the longs, because this is your probably next liquidity up here at the 902s. Yeah, I know. He was. I'm bad about looking for market structure myself. I mean, oh, I didn't realize I had my phone charger around me. I was like, what is that on my neck? Capital, what time is it where you're at? If you're not in the United States, man, it has to be pretty late where you're at. Let me find it. I have it in the Discord. Not the Discord. I have it in the chat somewhere. I put it in here a while ago. Well, let me see if it's still. That's the last thing I copied. Never mind. That was the last thing I copied. Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay. That's fine. All right, there's that next level of that those wicks there. So maybe we'll get a pullback here. As long as we stay above here, we should probably be shooting for those equal highs sitting at 910. Maybe we don't get a pullback. It's just going straight to 910s. But Asia really takes out its own highs. Oh, let me. All right. So pretty much it looks like you're going to run into a lot more support up here around the 15 to 30. So, and that is the Asia high sitting up at the 30. So this is yesterday's high of Asia. So the high would have been right here. Nope, it did not take it out. It only took out 50% of it maybe before it sold completely off during the London session. Then the Asia over here did not take out its own high either. So yeah, the last 3 days, it has not taken out its previous high in the Asia market. So we might be able to pull that Fibonacci. Yeah, I'm hoping I can maybe catch one of those like nice setups off of those Londons or Asias. But I just know I have to be up early in the morning time to catch those. Oh, strong bias to take those setups. Okay. Well, I'll definitely be coming in with a short bias tomorrow if that opening gap, that daily gap, did not get filled in. I kind of hope the Asia and the London market stays within like 100 points, and hopefully it's not too wild tonight. That way, we have good movement, because I know anytime the movement's really wild in the Asia and the London session, the New York session sucks. It's consolidating usually when that happens. And you got to wait till usually after lunchtime. Larry, what time of the day do you usually trade? Do you only trade the Asia market, or do you trade New York also? Oh, on this pullback here. Let's see, you said 19 to 28. Sorry, I was trying to get that time to show up. 28. Ah. Oh, okay. A lot of times during the New York session, I don't know if any of you guys watch Methodical Man. He likes taking these bounces off the 50 EMA. They most time always offer about 10 points. Yeah, that's what we're waiting on. We're going to see if we break back below this 80, 85 level. Then maybe we can find an entry going back into the 60s here. Or maybe if we create another leg to move back down. Ooh, you definitely got to display the patience in the Asian market, guys. There's nothing fast about this market. But I think the movement's pretty good. It hasn't been that bad. I mean, it's not like it's like just chopping sideways. At least we're getting some type of movement. I mean, this was what a nice bounce off that 62. I mean, it's almost what 40 point trade off the 62 level if you were looking to trade the previous day low. So that 1028 or 29 candle, that's the one we need to see break structure before we can look for a short, right? Is that what you were saying? If this is our support candle here, we need to re-break this structure if we're going to look for short. Anybody have any big plans this weekend? Are you preferring to this candle here or this one? Let's see if we get the 10-point bounce off of. You mentioned about both of them. 10-point bounce off the 50 EMA. I'm not sure how well these are support as far as the Asia goes. I know in the New York session, a lot of times you'll get some nice little bounces off the EMAs. That's about the only EMA that I ever watch for the bounce is off of the 50 EMA. It looks like it gave a lot, but that was only 3 points. 5 points, 6 points. Okay, so Asia market, you probably be looking for probably 5 points. No, I believe you. I mean, shoot, what is it? It it took almost 30 minutes just to go from this 86 to 904. Oh, it wanted to show us up their capital. Oh, there's your 10 points. The 10-point bounce off the 50 EMA, even paying in the Asia market. It's crazy how well that, I mean, I'm talking about it happens probably more wins than losers by a bit. But I want to say, I know Methodical Man's done the back test on the 50, and I don't remember what he said the win percentage of that is, but man, it's like, I know during the New York session, if you got at least 20 points between your 50 and your 20 EMA, I mean, it's crazy how many bounce, at least a 10-point bounce every time off that level. And we had actually a lot of little support here too. So we had a lot, at least what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles of a consolidation in that area too. We made it angry. Yeah. It's like, how dare you talk trash to us? We still did not break below that 86 as far as breaking that wick down here. Uh, I do, but I've been slacking about posting on there lately. Capital. I have tried streaming on Instagram once, but man, you're talking about a huge delay on Instagram. It's like, and I swear, it's like 10 to 20 seconds. Uh, I want to say the best ones as far as where you're not super behind is probably YouTube and TikTok. TikTok, I don't think the delay's too bad either. But I know like I've tried streaming on X before, just trying out different stuff, and the delay's real bad on X too. Ooh, do we? Oh, you're talking about if we do get the short set up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay on here long enough to get the short because it's already kind of 10 o'clock my time, and most of the time I don't usually stay up that late. Every now and then I'll stay up late, but man. Oh, YouTube Shorts. I got what you're saying. Okay, I thought you were talking about the trade, not the YouTube Shorts. Yes, I got what you're saying. I was still thinking about trading wise. I really wasn't thinking about the YouTube short videos. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the greatest with the video part of this, and it's definitely been a process. It's definitely no overnight thing as far as YouTube and social media stuff goes. I know the biggest thing that I need to do is I have to stream at different times. I know the morning streaming is super saturated in the morning. So there are so many other streamers on that streaming between 8 and 11 o'clock. So it looks like possibly since we could not re-break this leg, maybe we can take out this wick here. What does the 5-minute chart look like? Let's see here. Yeah, because Capital brought up about Asia usually does not like to take out its own highs. And I think I looked at the last 3 days and Asia did not take out its own highs. So this may be a thing where the Asia market, we just run back down to the bottom. So maybe we'll break this wick here before we bounce back up. Does anybody know like the certain time of the Asia markets like is sometimes busier than others? Like I didn't know if it got busier as we went along. Oh, the Asia red. I guess I've never even thought about the Asia news. I didn't even look at that. See if, huh. I guess I'll have to consider that next time I'm looking at the Asia market and see if there's any like nice red folder news. So we just pretty much pushed down and just bounced off that same area where that previous low was. I mean, it's almost like almost equal lows, not quite, but pretty close. Maybe here we can look for some kind of bear flag for a few points, if as long as we don't push back above 98. There's been a lot of support at this 88 level. Holy crap. There's been a lot of support. Didn't really get the nice little flag setup like we're used to on New York session. I'm not sure if you get those type of same setups in the Asia market or not, because it does look a little different as far as when you get your flag setups. They just look different. Usually where you just have the nice small candles, pullbacks without the wicks. Yeah, there's quite a few little equal highs sitting there at 98. God, man, the amount of consolidation that we had the other day is insane. I don't know. I'm still liking the short over here, Capital. I'm still liking the short back to the downside in the 60s. Has anybody else taken any trades, or are they in a trade? Oh, so pretty much after this initial move in the first hour or two after that, it just consolidates pretty much for the next couple hours till the London session. What a bummer. Like I said, I'm fairly new to this Asia market. So, like I said, I've only traded a handful of times and I haven't really ever had a whole bunch of luck. So, but we're definitely here to learn more about it. Yes. Yeah, I've been trying to make sure I mark those out so I don't forget about them. This way I can kind of keep up with them. Because if I don't mark them, I'll forget about them and I'll get focused elsewhere. And we also have it marked out here on the 5-minute chart here too at 9:04. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it wants to go to those 62s without me. All right, let's see. Yeah, may look. Let's see if I want to see if these 88s hold here, where we had all this. We got a new 5-minute candle here too. Shoot. I forgot to split that up. Which I don't know if we'll get that target before I end my stream, because it could take forever to freaking go down 20 points. Oh, you think we'll get back above our 88 here? Well, as long as this 90 level, this area here holds, we'll stay in. But if it gets back above 88, we'll probably close her down, because 88 is kind of my line in the sand here. I'm hoping 88 holds since we done bounced off there so many times. I thought the 5-minute was going to hold 88 because we had a nice, it wicked above it, then started pushing back down. And that's only like, what, 1 or 2 points if we close our trade below around the 80, 91 or so here. Trying to spread my chart out so it's easier to see. No. I've always thought my best time to trade was probably between like 10:30 and 11 or something like that in the morning time. It seems like I always trade better that time of the day because there's good volatility. It's not too crazy. All right, so if my 5-minute candle prints below 88, we will close this trade. And we got 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. I mean, prints above 88. I'm sorry, prints above it. Oh, the 50? Yeah, the macro times. Oh yeah, most definitely. I definitely agree with you there, Capital. I used to have all the macros marked out every day when I was trading. I haven't had them on there for a while. I used to have them marked out because I think whenever my charts kind of got messed up, I didn't put them back on there. I used to have the macros marked out every day to make sure I remembered. Oh, what a bummer. Like I said, we're in this trade for about 3 or 4 points at the moment. Trying to make sure my So here we need 94 to hold, right? You don't want it back above the 94, that next little leg up. It's about to break our next leg up here. So after it broke this structure, because this was our previous structure low here. Let's see where my 5-minute candle is. You're doomed. It will be okay. We're only down 27 bucks. So we're trading super small at the moment, being, like I said, still fairly new to the Asia market, guys. This is the micro charts for anybody that's new that's joining us. The micros. And the micros are usually worth $2 a point. So we got back to break even. So it's giving us the opportunity to get out of this if you feel uncomfortable with your trade. We're still in this trade for 8 points. So what is that? 8 times 4, $32. So that's what we're risking if we lose. Then overall, we're looking for all these equal lows down here at the 62s. So what is that? 30, 34. Looks like it's going to stop us out. I know. You would think it'd pull back, at least take out the 83s. But we also have equal highs sitting up here at 94 too. 95 are pretty close. Yeah, I mean, oh, never mind. I wouldn't even, I looked away for 1 second. So the trade did offer us the opportunity to get out of that trade if we felt uncomfortable with it. But since we wouldn't over leverage, and like I said, it was only a couple micros, so we weren't going to stress it too much on our eval. So it looks like it's taking all the equal highs out to the upside because we have equal highs here. We had equal high, well, relative equal highs. Ah. Didn't know that. All right, guys. Thank everyone for watching, and we will be back in the morning for the New York session. So hopefully Friday is not a pretty good day of trading. So hopefully we get like a nice trend in Friday. It's hopefully the contract flips are over, the FOMC's over, and hopefully the last 2 weeks of June we can get some nice days of trading. What's up, Andy? How are you doing tonight? What are you doing up so late? Are you up trading, getting ready to trade the London session, Andy? We've been just kind of messing around in the Asia market. It's just usually with low risk. Like I told everybody here, I haven't done a lot of trading on the Asia market. So if we do take trades, it's usually on a eval with 1 or 2 micros. Oh wow, you had a 3K loss. So what have you been doing since you haven't been in God, I don't went blank. What's his name? Oracle's lobby in YouTube. Are you in his I thought that they said he's got another Discord, but I don't know. I think it's a lot smaller. And I didn't know if you were still in his Discord, if you were still doing that. Okay, so yeah. I know Methodical Man's talked a little about it, and I didn't know if you were still doing his Discord or not. Where'd my phone go? So is that not his Discord then? Whew. I feel like I have to sneeze. I know I've heard him talk about health problems. I think I didn't know if that was why he was closing down his Discord. Just probably the stress of it, or, you know, maybe do something else since you're dealing with health problems. Yeah, I know Methodical Man still chats with him, and I know every now and then he's in Methodical Man's lobby. So how are all those accounts? I remember at one time you had a boatload of accounts. Do you still have mostly all of your accounts still, Andy, from trading those bots and stuff that you were trading for a while? All those, I don't remember what you were trading. I know you were trading something from Oracle's lobby, and you said you got up to like, was it 10 or 20 Apex accounts? So I didn't know if you still had those. That's pretty good. Only blown one and you got 22. That's pretty good. That's a lot of accounts. Are you trading them individually or are you copy trading them? Oh, you lost 5. We're still here, Paco Trades. Oh, we were talking about Oracle. He was saying Oracle was still alive. Yeah, yeah, he's fine. I don't know him personally. I know from Methodical Man usually chats with him a lot. He's usually a Methodical Man. Yeah, I think he kind of drawn back a little bit from like being on the Discord and live streaming every day. I think he still does have like a small like private Discord. If I'm pretty sure he does, but I'm not in it. Oh, the doctors made him quit. Okay. Man, he always seemed happy trading whenever I used to listen to him on his live accounts. Oh, he's in there just from time to time. Oh, okay. Yeah, hopefully he feels well. I mean, yeah, it definitely sucks dealing with the whole cancer thing. It seems like that people get that more. Like it just seems like it's more prevalent more and more these days. I'm shocked by how many like younger people get cancer these days. Like it's just insane to me, because I remember back in the day, most of the time most people you hear about cancer is always like older, like in their 70s or late 60s, but these days, man, you hear it all the time, like people in their 20s, their freaking 30s, their 40s, like it's just all over the place. The microplastic, it has to be something. I mean, goodness, like it's just insane these days. On top of that, I'd imagine it's like almost financial devastation. You're probably just stuck paying hospital bills or doctor visit bills just nonstop. Even with insurance here in America, man, you still go to the like some kind of emergency room. You still got to pay a fortune just to go to the emergency room if something happens. Like unplanned, you're at least out $2,000 or $3,000. God, I would have to sell like everything. I would have to sell like my house and our rental house, and plus, I mean, that would just be like devastating, like financially devastating. It's these days it's almost like some kind of major medical. It's almost better to just to be freaking dirt poor to get it free, almost. Like literally just take everything out of your name, show like you own nothing, just especially, it's like if you're in the middle of your, kind of United States, like that type of stuff is devastating. It's like if you don't make enough money, or you're in a situation where you just, like I said, don't make money somehow, you get health care at a really good price, but you make a lot of money, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're in the middle, that you don't make a little enough money to get cheap health care, but you make enough to get it, but not the greatest, it's just devastating being in the middle. For some kind of emergency like that. Shoot, I feel like I've been hit hard like that all year long. It seemed like this year for me has been like one thing after another. So what is it? The reason why I brought up the emergency room thing, me and my wife have okay insurance, and I think like I said, it was about $3,000 to $4,000 for us to go to the emergency room back at the first of the year. Then we had a pet with medical issues, and that was another $3,000 plus for vet bills. Then we had to replace the roof on our house. Then our furnace went out. We had to replace our furnace. We had to buy a new car because my wife's car got hit, and so they totaled it. So it's not they didn't give us money for it, but then you got to turn around and buy the car. Then plus your taxes you got to pay on the car. Then last week we just had to replace our hot water heater in our house. So it's been a long first 6 months for us. I know it's like it's just happened one month after another. It's just like my wife was like, "Wow, we just need a break." uh, I don't know. We just went ahead and just paid cash for it, capital, instead of going through our insurance company. I don't want to take another claim with our insurance company. See, last May, we have a rental house that my daughter lives in. So our daughter rents from us because we bought a second house like 3 years ago. And see, that house got hit by a tornado last May. So I had to file an insurance claim on it last May to pay for the damage because the damages were so much. So so I think we had like almost $30,000 in damage to that house for the roof, the fence, and we had a tree go through the ceiling and into the garage. So we had a tornado hit our area because we live in the middle of America, kind of like I live on the edge of like Tornado Alley because I live in Northwest Arkansas. So it's kind of on the edge of that Tornado Alley where we just get crazy amount of tornadoes every year. We had a small tornado hit like 4 miles from our house just the other night in this small town called Highfield. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably could have gone through my insurance company to do that, but like I said, we just ended up just paying for it out of pocket. That's the only thing that sucks about using insurance here when it comes to fixing vehicles and cars. I mean, they're going to get turn around and get their money because they're just going to constantly just raise your rates and raise your rates. Usually I don't ever think about using insurance as far as my house goes unless it's catastrophic, kind of like the tornado thing was. But everything else I usually just pay for out of pocket. Which there was a lot of people worse off than I was in my area. Some people lost their whole homes. Like I saw one home like less than a mile away at night, about a half a mile, quarter mile. It collapsed in on itself. Then the house on the street next, across the street from us, they like lost their whole roof, so they had to tear down their whole house. So it's devastating, especially those people who take those direct hits from those storms. I went to that town, Joplin, Missouri, right after it got hit by the F5 tornado, like 10 years ago, back in the teens. And that tornado moved a 9-story building like 5 inches or a couple inches off its foundation because the hospital took a direct hit. So they had to end up tearing, Joplin had to end up tearing down their whole hospital and rebuilding it from that F5 tornado. And tornadoes suck, man. You're at the mercy of those things besides what the news says. I mean, you're just sitting in your house just waiting like, God, I hope that crap hits somebody else. Unfortunately, you say that to yourself, but you feel bad when people do get the destruction of that. But it's like, man, that's what it feels like sometimes. When you're sitting here watching news and say it may or may not go here. So it's pretty crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to call it good there because I'm going to try to get some sleep because I am going to be back up at 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah, when I lived in Georgia, we didn't get a lot of tornadoes down there. It's this main area gets so many tornadoes between Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, I want to say the Midwest, it gets a crazy amount of tornadoes too. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back for the New York session. So probably about 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I can knock out some winners on the evals. I've been taking a beating with the evals lately, but it doesn't really bother me taking small losses on my eval, because to me, I treat the evals as kind of like practice accounts almost, if I have to. I only start really trading serious when it comes to my funded accounts. For anybody that's here, if you hear me saying I'm trading evals, I don't really recommend, you trade those at your own risk for, if you're following. So that's why I'll repeat that over and over, guys. All right, good night everyone, or good morning, no matter wherever you're at.